Hey, what's up, traders? Today we're going to be breaking down my $2,000 trade on ticker AMD straight off the watch list. $1,938. That's just what I pay, or that's just what I received after commissions. So this is my 5K challenge account. I started this about 3 months ago. My goal was to run it to 25K, and I did that. And now I'm just taking it up to 50K, and then I'll probably run it up to 100K by the end of this year. But AMD, straight off of the watch list, $2,000 profit trade. Here's the breakdown on it. So AMD reported earnings, and this was kind of a mess. Let me jump into the 5-day, 5-minute chart time frame. Kind of a mess here after hours. Not a lot of direction. It did wind up opening up a little higher than what it than what it closed at the day prior, but then fell all the way down to completely fill whatever gap was caused by earnings, and then proceed to reverse and run all the way back up. So this was the move that it made yesterday, all the way from 90 up to about 98. Let's see, almost $99. It closed right around $98. So if we go back to the daily chart time frame, I'm going to explain to you why this even made our watch list in the first place. First of all, we know that whole numbers tend to act as natural areas of support and resistance within the market. So the closest whole number to where we were trading at is $100. All right, so this then becomes a whole number play just based off of $100 being overhead. Second, the all-time high was placed right here, right at $99.23, close enough. $99.23, and today we opened up below that price point. So this was a whole number play with the $100 overhead. It was an all-time high play with the all-time high just overhead, and it was running off of news. What's the news? The earnings, right? That big reversal move that happened yesterday told us that AMD had a lot of potential today to continue to run. So this morning I was working with the Higher Spartan team, and we decided to choose the trigger levels for the stock based off of the resistance and support from yesterday. That's going to be right at 96.5. This became our short trigger. So we set a break below 96.5, and AMD had potential to maybe retrace a little bit and come down a little further. And then to the opposite side of that, we were looking to take it long over 98. Why 98? Well, because that was the previous day's closing price. So you're going to see this green line here. It's close to 98. That green line there on my chart, that is a script that is written to show me the previous day's closing price. It's just put there automatically. But I still like to draw my trend line. So this was at what, 97, 92? We just rounded it up to 98. All right, so here's the deal. AMD pre-market pulled all the way back to our short trigger, opened up, and went immediately green off of that price point. Broke right through 98. So we know in the server that we don't chase moves, right? We like to wait for pullbacks to happen. We knew 100 was a resistance overhead, so this went green from 96.6 through our trigger level at 98. Didn't really give us a pullback, ran all the way to 100, which we know to be a resistance, and then we were looking for the pullback off of 100. Which we never got, right? We started to get it right here, but then the stock jumped up and over the $100 price point and then proceeded to hold it as a support. So during this whole time frame right here, a lot of stocks in the market were going red at the open. SPY was actually going green, but a lot of other stocks that we were watching were going red. And I think, with the exception of maybe QCOM and Tesla, pretty much everything else on our watch list was red except for AMD. So we were watching AMD. I'm trading live with the team, and I decided to flip this to the 1-minute chart time frame, and here's what I noticed. The support at 100, that natural area of support and resistance, was validating after a little bit. So it was testing this level multiple times. Once it reclaimed it the second time, test, and then you get the breakout move. But that's not really what we were focused on. What I was watching was AMD was forming a bull pennant pattern. So this whole time it had a low, and then it put in a higher low, and then it put in a higher low, and then it put in a higher low before breaking out. So the pattern looked something like this. It was also making lower highs at the same time. So every time it dipped down, so long as it validated and made a higher low, it looked good. When you're trading, you always have to assume risk, right? That's part of trading. That's what kind of makes it scary. The fact that you have to put on risk to be able to make profits. But you have to think to yourself, where can I put on risk in a place that's going to expose me to the least amount of risk possible? So we waited and waited and waited on this setup until it got really tight. So the way that a bull pennant works is that once the stock gets close to the end of the triangle here, it converges with lower highs and higher lows. Once it gets close to the point, you typically will get a larger volume move, either pushing it to the top side or breaking down to the bottom side. Just because it's a bull pennant doesn't mean it has to break out. But it's more likely to break out because stocks like to move in the direction that they're already moving in. So, understanding that we had those three things behind us. The whole number at 100 had been broken. The earnings report was obviously something that investors like. That's why the stock ran the day prior. And the fact that it broke over the all-time highs today were three reasons why we liked this stock for a continuation play long. So I took my entry at the hold of 100. As soon as I saw it hit 100 and start to bounce, I took my entry there. I was telling the team, I think AMD is in for a large move right here. I kept mentioning it. Hey, watch AMD, watch AMD. It's in for a large move. It could go either way. So we took the risk with a long position, and we got the breakout move into the high of day. And then from there, it just has continued to run all the way up. I actually wound up selling. I sold way early. I sold way early. I think I sold on this peak right here, just right over, right as it broke 101. And I sold my whole position. So why did I sell all of my position? Because I made a mistake. No, I'm a profit target trader. That's what I do. So I was in with 50 contracts. I had bought in at 199. I believe I had the 99 calls. I bought in at 199. I wound up selling them at 239. So, we're looking at right about 20% there. And I just got out. I took my profits and ran. It was, in hindsight, probably a mistake to do that because, I was already up 20%. I could have easily set a trail stop, scaled out of this position, and, you see I left a lot of money on the table. Regardless, this was still a $2,000 profit trade, but I went back and did the math, and I could have made, I think upwards of like $18,000 off of this peak right here. So it is what it is. It hurts to go back and look at something like that, but it's also awesome to know that results like this, like aiming for big home run plays like this, don't happen all of the time. And so if you're aiming for something like this every single day, you're more likely to lose money or watch your positions that were a winning trade come back on you and turn into a losing trade than you are to make massive gains like this, at least on a daily basis, right? It does happen, but not all the time. So yeah, a little bit of a mistake there by not scaling out and selling everything in one go, but it was still a sizable gain. We're still up on the day. If you look at my total portfolio gain, we're up 4% on this portfolio, that's awesome, right? If you aim for 1% a day, that's going to compound very nicely over the course of a couple of years. So 4% gain, I'm totally happy with that. But that was my breakdown for this trade. So you always want to have multiple confirmations. On this run up here, I was trying to get in. I wanted to get in. I just never even saw any sort of dip entry here. There was nothing offered in this area from our trigger level at 98 up to 100 that told me that this was a buy, unless you're just market buying into this position. I think that this bull pennant right here worked out because this run happened without any pullback. this bull pennant broke out because you had traders like me who were sitting on the sidelines going, man, I want to get into AMD, but there's nothing here. There's no entry here on the way up that's telling me that I should hop in this trade. And then it rejects at 100, then it reclaims 100, then it pulls, and then we're like dancing around. And at some point, you get the volume spike coming in. There's your move up to the top side, break of high of day, confirmation for the run. So congratulations to everybody that took this trade with me. Very proud of you. I hope that this video has helped you out. If it has, push the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you want to trade with me and the team, click the link in the description. Join the Discord server. Come check us out. I do offer a trial period, so you don't have to jump right in and sign up for a full term right away. Come try us out for a few days. Give me a chance to help you make money, cover the cost of your subscription, then you can join the team. All right, thank you all. I will see you in chat. Take care.